Jordan Long, and today I'm going to talk about, well, what am I going to talk about? Alright, so, anyway, alright. So I made this film. I don't know if I did make this film, but if I didn't, it would have been a year ago that I should have made this film, but I did not make this film. So everyone would wonder why, how I shifted over from looking like this. Well, to make a Sagan tale out of it, which I can, one day, this would be around April of 29 between YL, we were at the Salvation Army, or the helping team, helping land fighting team. I don't know. Anyway, and I was in this offshoot of myself was up on one of those shelves with board games and some other things that they didn't actually have room for, or things they didn't really have a stead to put them, or whatever the grounds were, and I was there, and that's how I shifted over from what I was before until I was now. Now, some folks are going to be like, well, Jordan, why'd you shift over so many times? Oh, when I was first when I was first doing my films, I was first a Barbie doll, which wasn't even Far Eastern. I thought she was, but she was not. Then next I was this Far Eastern Filipino doll, a small one. And then next I was this Far Eastern Japanese doll until I fell down and broke my ear. And then I was this wax Far Eastern Chinese doll for about close to 2 years until I became the glass Far Eastern Chinese doll. And I'm sure no one ever. I'm sad if I didn't actually make a film that day saying why I shifted over from being what I was to I was. But I'm sure a lot of you out there will forgive me. Yeah, we'll forgive you. War Machine or Fight Tool says. Well, thank you for that. Well, you're welcome. And why is it that Sailor Moon's films are all in the dark, but your films are in the light? Because it's still dark at the time Sailor Moon starts her films, or they start their films. It's not bright enough yet. And soon, it's gonna be dark with both our films in soon. Even when we shift the timer back, which don't happen until October 31st. Which that gets me to talking about this whole daylight keeping time shit. Which at the end of the day isn't truly helping anyone. Folks are gonna be busy in if and either way. You know. Yeah. I guess well, yeah. I guess I kind of, was all over the stead with it. But yeah, this whole daylight keeping time shit hasn't really helped anyone. I guess a long time ago, I'm gonna probably think night between 30s or the night between 40 YLs. Someone in the land law moat thought that everything we were working with to make Lightworks was going away. Yeah, that coal, whatever you were gonna say, black stuff was gonna go away. That the whatever, the ooze, the black, the green, the black ooze was going to go away. Oil, that Latin borrowed word, or that French borrowed word, was going to go away, and that we should and that folks were overworking the light works. So my guess was that they came up with this whole thing about shift the timer ahead during spring and summer, and I'll give you more daylight. Then you won't have your lights on at all. When you shift them back during fall and winter, you won't have them on as less time because you have less light. Which that makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking right, does it? See, you're going to be working with the lights either way more during the fall and winter than you are during the spring and summer, so they weren't thinking. Whatever the grounds is, they could never undo it. It was set up in the way that the timer works in this land, and they couldn't shift it. So they just said, fuck it. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really help anyone, does it? No. At the end of the day, it doesn't help anyone, Jordan. Ask anyone who works or goes to learn if it helped them, and they'll say they still went to work and learn either if it was bright out or dark out. Ask anyone who that. It doesn't really help anyone. Oh, they claim it helps the land workers. Nah, the land workers go out to work the land either it's light out or dark out. Everyone goes to learn or goes to work either way. So at the end of the day, that's shit if you think it's helping someone. What is it? What's the only thing it's doing is making a day longer, making a day shorter. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it's helping anyone. You're right. Not really helping anyone. It never really helped me. You know, like half of the year my films will be in the light, and half of the year my films will be in the dark. So did it really help me? I guess not. And if someone out there is someone out there has they got their guess, because it really didn't help me. All those years of shifting the timer ahead, shifting the timer back, never really helped me. Hell, it never really helped anyone. It was just some irksome thing that someone had to do every March or April, or every November or every October. It was just some irksome thing that had to be done. And they're like, oh fuck, I gotta do this. Did it really help anyone? There were folks I knew that just didn't do it, and like, well, I'll do it when I wake up in the morning. Yeah, and you wake up, and instead of your timer telling you it's the wrong time, but really at the end of the day, it didn't help anyone. The whole like, well, how do you do it? When I gotta do that dumb thing, it would be like if it was seven between a.m. Well, you have to shift it back and make it 7 between a.m. So like, it's when we do shift the timer back, what we think would have been 6 would actually be 7. Oh yeah, at the end of the day, it's not going to help anyone. My films are going to first be in the light for a while, and then they'll be in the dark, and it probably won't get light out to about 8. And if that was someone's goal to make sure that it got bright around 8 during fall and winter, well, good for them then. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help anyone. It never helped anyone. It was just some irksome thing that someone set up a long time ago in a law mold for some other grounds. They thought folks were working up the light works and stop folks from working the lights that much. Which I don't really think it does anything to anyone. I'm Jordan Long, and I hope you like this film.